driving our GT1 cars, it pretty much has just ruined every other driving experience for me, period. They have 850 horsepower to the rear wheels, a sequential transmission. When you're going around corners, you have to relax your body, because if you fight it the whole time, you're going to be one sore motherfucker.
You're nervous until the first lap. So you have a lot of just anxiety, or a little bit of anxiety and some excitement. You're thinking about all things. You're thinking about the slowest car, the slowest class in your group. Knowing that you're going to pass that car 80 to 100 miles an hour faster than they're going.
Always pray, hope and pray that everyone gets through the race, gets there safely. Nobody wants to come do this as a hobby and go home affected by one race the rest of their lives. That'd be my biggest fear.
Hello there. Quiet on set. My name is Dane Smith. I drive the number 21 GT1 Corvette.
Dane Smith, a walk in the park, sweeps the weekend in GT1 convincingly.
So I race in the GT1 class, which is arguably the fastest class in SCCA. Before we go to the track, it takes probably about a month of just prep work. Carefully. It's all in the prep work. That's where pretty much all the work gets done. You check every nut, bolt, screw to make sure when you get to the track, you minimize the possibility of there being any damage, anything coming loose. You know, you blow a radiator hose off and you lose a motor, and it's not very fun changing a motor at a racetrack.
Of course, ideally you'd want to jack up the car and use more frame rail because this such is heavy.
Jim is a tenacious mechanic. He can fix literally anything. I've had the pleasure of working beside him for 10 or 15 years, and I gained a tremendous amount of knowledge, being able to work next to him.
You want the brake neck with the locking handle or without?
With?
Tell me earlier,
But it better not be orange.
you're losing your patience with me?
Jim Hunter, crew chief, Smith Motorsports. Well, I think he's a very intelligent, outspoken, loving individual that cares about others. I try to support him every way I can. It's just a matter of over the years of experience of trying to anticipate what the cars need. Brakes, transmission. Obviously, you can't cover everything, but that's what the shop prep is for, is to look at the cars, get them clean, ready, tight, serviced, and try to anticipate any problems you're going to have.
Okay, my name is Tom Smith. I race a Chevy Camaro with a Weaver chassis, GT1, in SCCA. Dane is getting better and better and better, and I think he's a very good driver. He has the ability to learn from different people, different things. There's a point that he still has to take my advice. When he goes faster than I've been around the track, then I'll be asking him for some advice.
I think I've used this language before, but Tom is the craziest nice person you will ever meet. And for example, if you're racing with him and you break apart, he will go out of his way to make sure that you're back on track racing with him so that he can then lap your ass, rip the part off of you, and just dominate.
Are they timing these?
Uh-huh.
How do you feel?
Hitting the rev limiter in 3 different places. Hitting the rev limiter on the front straight, that straight, and coming up this hill. I'm flying.
Flying?
Yeah. I wish I had one more tooth on my lower or my smaller gear, but the mid-Ohio gears are just way too tall.
Well, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little worried.
Tom's track record at Hal is a 1:13.4 and some change. Tom's held that track record for, I want to say 4 or 5 years now.
That one was broken by me. That one, I think, in 21. And prior to that, I had the record before that, off and on for probably a decade there.
I want Tom's track record, or my future track record, more than anything.
Tom's gonna have some trouble.
I think practice is, for me, is more of a shakedown of the car. It'd been a while since I've been in the car. I wanted to check things out, and certainly I had a barrage of problems with my car. But the practice day is free-for-all.
When I got on the track Friday, it's a very low-stress situation. You're not competing for anything. They're just taking general lap times. You're out there to shake the cars down. And we've been racing at Hallett for, well, I've been around for 10, 13 years. Tom's been racing here for 25 years. So it's just a good opportunity to go out and shake the cars down, kind of mess with the old man a little bit.
Did anybody know how low in the 14s I got?
14.2, but it was on my
Oh,
phone.
14.2, oh, shoot your fuck, son.
What's the track record?
13.6. I'm going to lay down at 12. Oh, man.
I bet Bill.
Those are big words for a short guy.
Closer to hell.
It's just those last few hundreds that really bite you. So I wish you well.
Well,
I'm
I'm not worried about hundredths. I'm going to pull seconds.
I hope so. I hope you beat me by a flat second.
I think it's going to be more than that.
I hope you do, because I'll make it back up on Sunday.
All right. I'm going to go talk to this
Enjoy
gentleman.
your 24-hour track record.
Oh, I'm going to lay down at 12. I mean, I'm so much faster. It's going to make your head spin.
You're so much faster at Coda.
Yeah, I've never had low gears.
You're just going to burn your tires.
They have yet to engineer a tire that can handle me, yeah. Oh, I don't care if I win. I just want to get the track record.
Either way, you have to not burn your tires to get the track record. You have to actually move instead of spin.
Yeah, the gears that I had for Circuit of the Americas, big gear, driving little gear, overdriven, I literally just switched those gears.
So your high end, your fifth gear will be direct or underdrive?
Severely underdriven.
What are the rules? Do we have any gentleman's rules?
What do you mean, gentleman's rules?
Well, I think I dove under you at one time and you allowed me to go around. You didn't get aggressive, and you could have and probably should have. You went out and I dove in, and and passed you a few races back.
My car is being rebodied. I have nothing to lose.
So no bumping, no rubbing, SCCA rules. We don't want violations. Clearly, one of us has some points on their record, one of us doesn't.
The only chance you have of hitting me is when I lap you. That's the only way you'll be close enough to me to touch me.
You're so full of yourself.
You want to switch cars?
So my,
Well, here's the Howlett 23,
your car, I
guys.
can't fit in your car. Say again?
Said here's the Howlett 23.
Napkin.
On Saturday, the stakes are a little higher because it's like taking a test. Whatever you do goes down and sets grid positions. So my hopes are really high for that afternoon to lay down an even quicker lap and take the track record from my old man.
All right, here comes our starting grid for this group. I'll try to get through the first 5 rows here before our pace lap is over. Your front row is filled with Smiths. Dane will be your pole sitter, and Tom will be on the outside of front row. Row 2 is David Fairstead and Barry Bowes.
Well, watching the Smiths line themselves up here for this front row start, this is going to be interesting to see who in the family gets courtesy going into one, or will there be no courtesies?
Nobody. Out there in the distance.
Yeah.
Is it possible that that was Tom Smith?
All right. Back.
And we will keep moving here and keep watching. And so far, that side by side here, it looks like Fairstead's going to go in to make that pass. Will he be able to keep it and let it stick for the remainder of this lap? Dane Smith definitely slowed down here for some reason. All right, it does look like the driver is out of that car, and I'm hearing that they're dispatching course workers to go out and check on him. Dane Smith in second, so you've got Fairstead first and Smith in second with just a couple corners to go here. And his last-ditch effort here, there goes a check on the inside. It's not going to get it done here. And it looks like David Fairstead's going to hold on to take the Super Tour here, win here at Howlett Motor Speedway. Great finish here in the GT1 race. Yelling over the radio like, is Tom okay? Is Tom okay?
only to find out that at some point I'd ripped my earbuds out of the connector. So I have no idea if Tom's okay. His car is on fucking fire.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah. It was Tom that hit the wall.
No, I know, but I saw him. I was just making sure he's all right.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool.
There's one word you cannot say, jokingly or not, at a racetrack unless it's incredibly serious. And that's F-I-R-E. I'm not even going to say the word now. I don't want to jinx it. Tom had a brake failure in his right rear corner, went off of turn 6, I believe, and made contact with the tire wall. The next time around, I did notice that he was out of the track, but the flames were getting bigger, and yet there was still no safety crew there.
So, talk to me about your crash.
I have no recollection of that. Saturday's race didn't go well. I had a brake failure. I thought the brakes were just getting hot, so I would pump them up. And on one of the corners, turn 6, when I went to pump them up, the brake caliper had failed. I didn't have time to correct, so as I was pumping the brakes, it was going to the floor, and my brake pedals are very close together, and my foot kept hitting the throttle, so when I was hitting the brakes trying to get brake pedal, I was spinning the tires going forward, which is not a fun thing to have happen in the moment. So I did that twice and sped off the road, did a 360 and nosed into a tire wall. Then things went downhill from there, if that's even possible. You don't have a lot of time to think about what goes in your head or goes through your head. You know, it all happened in, less milliseconds. I think when I started going into turn 6, I knew it wasn't going to be good, and I knew it wasn't going to end well. I had been off that corner before, but not that deep, so I knew it was a rough ride. I think you don't have time to think about what the end result's going to be. I certainly didn't.
Dane breaks his shift rod, and Tom has trouble with his shifter. And then he loses his brakes, yes. And goes into the tire wall and catches on fire and scares the hell out of everybody.
Way faster than you. Try.
Good pressure.
Windshield, hood, fuel, steering wheel.
Well, I really didn't think when I was in the tire wall that we would be to this point.
When we stay up late working on the cars, there is a little bit of worry going into the next day whether or not the car was put back properly, especially at the speeds we're going to. But you just do the best you can and try to put that in the back, put that on the back burner and not think about it. And you only get one opportunity during qualifying the next day to really shake your car down. If there's an issue, you only have about an hour, 2 hours to get it fixed.
And so many people stopped here and asked if I was hurt or how the car was. So there's a lot of caring people here. They're all good folks. We just didn't get it across the finish line like I wish we had it.
Yeah, same goes for me. I wish I would have got it across the finish line at first, but I ripped my shifting linkage in half.
That's awful.
It is awful. But my slowest lap time was a 122 with only third gear.
That's incredible. I would have guessed much slower.
Yeah, right? It was a 122? Yeah. A 122 only using third.
Love it.
Anybody down for a late night IHOP?
I am in 100% of late night IHOP.
They have beer at IHOP.
This is the Hoosier Racing Tire SCCA Super Tour live from Hallett Motor Racing Circuit. Brian Belansky, Larry Lefty McLeod, and we are getting ready for race number 3 today. This is our big bore ground pounders. This is the group that makes the whole control tower rumble, Larry, when they come flying by.
They do, and we had an amazing race at the conclusion yesterday of their afternoon race. I'm curious, how is that going to work out today with Dave Firstand? Can he come back and try and make it 2 for 2, or does Dane Smith have a response to be able to take this win here this afternoon? This is going to be fun between those big GT1 cars. That's an unfortunate way to end this race for Firstand if he's got a flat tire. And of course for Tom Smith, who had been sitting there in second this whole thing, thinking maybe he's got a shot of a 1-2 Smith family podium. But now all he can do is try and catch back up. He's now fallen to third in class. And meanwhile, it's Dane Smith's stranglehold still on this race. Smith has gotten second place in GT1 back after the earlier spin from Stephen Wiles, pushing Wiles now down to third in GT1, 5th overall.
And hashtag, you're not going to catch Dane. Our leader should be coming onto the front straight right now. It'll be Dane Smith with the win here, coming onto the front straight. Yes. Right, here we go. Checkered flag is in the air.
Sweep, Son Dane winning GT1 Day 2 Hoosier Racing Tire SCCA Super Tour here at Hallett. Dad Tom brings it home second in GT1, third place Stephen Wiles. Looks like to me he wins. Mazda sparkling wine, always cooler than the inside of a GT1 car.
Hell, I want Tom and Dane to win every race, but obviously one of them got to lose, one of them got to run second. And that's what I enjoy seeing in those two is the behind the scenes, but that on track competitiveness that they show in a good way, ripping each other before and after the race. Who's going to win and who screwed up the most?
Dane is a good boy. He has allowed me to grow as a human. He inspires me. That I never believed that could happen when you have a child to literally teach you things. Both of my sons are great. I've learned so much from both of them. And to have a child, you love them, that is such a plus to like them and want to be around them more so. I'm very blessed with Dane and his brother Evan and their sisters Casey and Nicole. I would have loved to have seen him get the track record, so I was a little disheartened. Things didn't go his way. The weather got a little warmer than it needed to be to get the track record, and it's very difficult to get a track record when you can only get the track record during a race, and you have to maneuver around the slower class of cars, and there were some very slow cars compared to our cars.
So do you think you'll ever beat your dad's track record?
I drove my car, I think, to 110% of its ability, trying to get that track record. And at some point, it's not necessarily all about driver ability and car ability. He laid down such a fast lap that I think it might stand forever. But if anybody's going to beat it, it's going to be me.